Now, when I'm starting a drawing, I'm approaching it the same way that I would a figure drawing from in an academic setting. But what I'm looking for, I'm looking to combine a lot of the steps. So what I may be doing is I start to find that gesture and find the contrast of the pose. As I move around the figure, I'm going to use it as an opportunity to find the cross contours of that form, and I'm going to find a lot of those in the clothing, around the cuff, around the shoe. It's these lines right here and the folds in the clothing that help to describe the form that's underneath. Finding the tension there of that drapery. Cuff here of a sleeve. Now, drawing from life, I would run into the you have to be aware that that pose can change at any minute. That person may decide to get up and leave. With this pose like this, someone's going to stay around there for a while. If they're in a book, they may shift their weight a little bit. But what I find is that they tend to come back to the same poses over and over. Sometimes you can start several drawings of the same model, knowing that they'll return to the same pose from time to time. You just shift your attention to the different drawings. So, in a matter of minutes, I've captured enough of this pose, captured the story of this pose, and it's in essentially the same way that I would approach a figure drawing. A little bit different. I'm hitting the same areas. I'm looking for a gesture, and then I'm building the form around that gesture. Alright. So, here we go. I'm actually taking these from a couple of photographs or a series of photographs I took in New Orleans of a street musician, and his pose really never changed. He'd move around a little bit as he plays his trumpet, but he's not really moving around like an athlete would. So when I started drawing, I studied for a while and I tried to see what poses he tends to hit. He's going to hold that trumpet the same way every time. So I'm going to start with a simple kind of scaffolding here. This right here is the entire pose. Now his arms, he keeps those elbows out just a little bit. Areas that I can start to find the volume in the shirt sleeve. Find that elbow right in there. That trumpet doesn't have to be perfect. It has to be convincing. A hat is a great way to show the volume. So that hat band wraps around, even the hat, the entire hat wraps around his head. It shows the volume of this head. Once again, the shoe shows the volume there.